Pay leave that such something you promise me I bear me pay.
Ta me mut ban ong ba bro arngut ki bahai maya. Laya pide.
Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi bas nyambat penjaslian. Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Ka Eunoia's Academy kabade gawai ni Islam aji kai bandang ya ketien pareng kabadan hadan kiti haka hendro tere guleber aja apun rio kala Rakhe ya ka International Women's Day haka ni kasi ka Eunoia Academy kala Pynkup Burom ru ya katu kat ningot Kynthei bagan tu ya ka principal barim jong Lady King's College ka Dr. C Masar ka Samla Dapale Warjari kabade ka Zumba instructor mat ka Kong Karin G Langsti kabade ka Nong Drodur.
So today is not just a celebration, it is a recognition of strength that does not always scream but stands. Faith is where it begins, because when a woman chooses to believe in herself, she does not rise alone. She builds, she uplifts, she elevates, and she turns ideas into movements. I take this opportunity to remember and to honor 3 women trailblazers who are residents of Moghar. In the story of India's democracy, there are names that echo loudly in the history books. And today we choose to remember and to honor one such trailblazer, Kong Mavis Dun Lingdong. At a time when leadership tables were not made possible for feminine strength, in 1937, during pre-independent India, she became a representative and was an elected member of the Assam Legislative Assembly and was the first woman to achieve that. And in 1939, she rose to become the first woman cabinet minister in India. Now, her resilience made leadership possible. And as we look back at her life, we should acknowledge that she was a woman who dared, and in daring lit the path for generations to come. And then I also take this opportunity to honor and to remember another trailblazer called Sweetimon Rinja. She was the first Khasi woman to pass the Assam Civil Service examination. Her journey into the Assam Civil Service was not just a personal achievement, but it became a breakthrough for the entire community. She is also a renowned author who has been conferred with multiple awards and has documented Khasi traditions and indigenous values. Her pen, it does not just write, but it safeguards our cultural heritage. And each page that she crafts becomes a bridge between generations, the elders who remember and the young people who are yet to learn. And another woman trailblazer who broke a formidable barrier is called Roshan Wardry, who is also a resident of Moghar. She joined the Hill State movement as a young woman volunteer and joined active politics in 1993. She was elected to the Meghalaya State Legislative Assembly in 1993 and was a lone woman representative during that time. She was re-elected in 1998, and in 2013, she became the first woman Home Minister of Meghalaya. Now, in a portfolio that is very challenging and demanding, she stood with courage, decisiveness, and strength. As Home Minister, she carried the responsibility of safety, law, and order, proving that leadership in security and governance is not defined by gender, but by character and capability. Now, these 3 women have redefined the narrative of what Khasi women could aspire to become. They made ambition normal, their resilience made leadership possible. May we carry forward their legacy, not only in actions, but in words. Still note, ma'am, I am where I am today and I stand where I stand today because of the faith that you have reposed in me. I'm proud to say that Lady Keen was the launching pad in my life. And I remember walking past your office one day. You called me in, and your words of encouragement had planted a seed of hope in me. And those words shall always nestle somewhere amongst my memories. Because Mrs. Masar, I could say, she is a woman of integrity, a guiding light, and we all need a teacher like that to pass a torch upon the paths of many generations. And I want to felicitate her now, and I ask you to join me in welcoming Mrs. Masar, because she is a woman whose legacy is not only measured in years of service, but in lives transformed. So, ma'am, I would now like to present this memento, a token of appreciation to your contribution.
Thank you. It's a small world, it's a small crowd, but a nice crowd where I feel I'm back again on my toes at college. Because addressing Nafi over here, when she said that when she was crossing across my office and then I called her in, I remember one incident where she came in with the parents, I think he had come in, and there was this girl, why she is like that. Then slowly as she came into my life, as I would say, as a guide, as a mentor and the rest, I found her very, very well talented. She's got that talent that no one can understand. She's got the thoughts in which it's difficult to describe and know what she's thinking in her mind. So that courage which we say, actually it starts with fear. To have that courage first from fear. And that fear which is in you, each and every one of us, comes almost every day in our lives. But we used to think that fear is only, the shade which comes in front of us. But you also have to have the courage. When you have the courage to do anything, like today when I was coming, I said I'll park my car in New Colony. Everybody said, you can walk that far. I said, yes, I can walk. I am not that old, even though I have retired. Will, the faith, the courage to come and reach her institute, the academy. This is what we have to have. Thinking, decide. Now when we have the fear, the first thing is, which we used to think is, how to overcome the fear. What is the first step which we should act? We cannot act immediately. We have to go step by step, and very rarely we have to act immediately. As a head of institution earlier, I had to act immediately also, but straight away in the mind it comes that think before you act. So step by step, if you come through these, and then you have the hopes in which you can go ahead and move and go ahead, overcome these hurdles which comes your way, because you know you have faith in God. God will lead you the way to take you to that path where you want to do. So these are the words which I want to say. Of course, we need family support, supporters from other society, community, tools, and the rest. We need all those supports. But first of all, it is you, me, that comes first. You have to lead. That's why all the time when I go anywhere, I don't know what qualities I have, that any gathering I go, any conference, any seminar, the moment I reach, especially at the national and international level, the moment I introduce, they say, you will be the leader of the female group. And another person from Assam, he will be the leader of the male group. So it's such a duty that every morning we have to tell them, duck, 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 get ready, duck, duck, duck. We have to tell them, come, come, come. The train will go, the flight will go, all these qualities in which, I don't know, God has given me these. I never had like this before, because when I was young, like her, maybe when she was in 11, 12, I also had studied pre-university, and then my aim in life is something else. But God has chosen me the qualities which I have in me till now. Even if we do anything like from the clan side or from the society, they'll call my first name. I don't know why. They'll call me first. You can't. So these are the things which I thank God really. I congratulate Daffy and her team of Eunoia Academy, parents, well-wishers, family members, friends, and all who are here, and above all, God, who has given her the power. I listen to the Lord, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, physical and mental health. So with these few words,
me to be part of this important program. When I received the invitation from Nafi, I thought I'll be talking to a few of our students regarding my work. So I had prepared a PPT for them, not imagining that there'll be a lot of people here who are, some of them are my friends and who are very familiar with my work. But since I have the PPT, why not just go ahead and have a look at the work that I do? Take area that women from my family, women who help me in the house, women who inspires me, and I feel that this is very apt for this particular occasion, and that we as women should continue to inspire each other, to uplift each other rather than dragging each other down. So let's just go ahead and see a few of my works, have a look at a few of my works, and then women in focus. And since this is the topic, let's just go ahead and let me just show. With women, I think at this point of time, I just want to introduce you to two of my important works. This is Kynthei. I call this particular series a rap series. It's I was inspired by newspapers, but I wasn't sure how to use a newspaper for my work. So I realized that one thing that as Khasi women and the Khasi community was so in touch with our culture and so in touch with our Kwai, majority of us, that I decided to present a part of this series. There were about 16 works of this series, and today I'm showcasing just 2. So these are the 2 works. These are all. Then we move on to this. It's a dialogue between 2 women. So this is a diptych, which is an artwork in 2 frames, always kept side by side to each other. And there's a woman on one side. The orality of our community is being given now, is being passed down from grandmother to daughters, or to granddaughters, from mothers to daughters, from an aunt to a niece. So these are the important things that I felt were relevant when I created this work, and I think it's very much relevant even now, even though some of our households doesn't have a kitchen similar to this anymore, but still I think our orality is very important and still very relevant work, because as women I think we give 110% to whatever we do. I feel that way because I've seen that example so often, so many instances. So my work also is also inspired by the medium that I use. So in this particular series, this is charcoal on canvas. Is that when I was growing up, I think it's a very humbling feeling when you pick up a charcoal and start drawing on your compound, on the compound of your house, when you play hopscotch, or you go back to the house and pick up a charcoal, because as an artist, I think when I was growing up, I like to draw everywhere, any substance, any ground that I can find, that that I can scribble. So I find it very humbling that as an artist, as growing up practicing, I think I realized charcoal is a very powerful medium for me, because it's very close to my heart, because it's always there in the kitchen. And just to remind you, we still have a very small kitchen at the backyard where we always sit together, and there's always a fire burning. This particular series, the Red series, is during COVID, where we're all stuck at home, and So I very rarely use because I was so afraid that it's too overwhelming and it's too powerful for a canvas. But at that particular time, I think during COVID, there was not enough art materials with me, and we couldn't really go to the store to get paints, and we don't really have to get paints. So I have a lot of these red colors which I have been kept, which I've never used. So, but then they found a way to my canvas, and I created these 3 works. These are called my series in red, and this is it talks about resilience and during COVID and how a dandelion is about to go out to get our groceries, and then I found that outside of our gate there's a dandelion thriving and then growing to a length that I can't really imagine, seeing a dandelion in the house. We were always stuck inside the house, but nature was taking over. So, which is in a nice way. It feels good. So, these are also part of my COVID series. These are done in toned paper with color pencils and charcoal for sitting rooms and for sitting rooms and for walls in the house. But they're meant for me, and they're meant for people who can decipher these symbols. Don't paint things that that are beautiful, but what really moved me at that point of time when I was creating these. I picked on creating this work, and perhaps maybe another day I'll tell you a story about this. And then people are rushing to go back. These are 2 more of the series. This is another one. This is also charcoal. This is also during COVID. Important role for me, and especially with our community where we feel that it's not the truth. So I feel we have more responsibility because that tag is with us, Matulini is with us, so we feel more responsible of taking care of everything. So this series says it all. So women plays an important role in my work. They'll always find a place. As women, I think we are resilient. We're strong. We can get through any circumstances in life, especially when we're mothers, because we can't fail them. We can't fail our children, and we always strive to give in whatever condition we're in whatever position we're in, whether we are hawking, as a hawker on the streets, or as working women, as artists, as writers, as teachers. We always strive to give our best to our students, always strive to give our best to our children, because that is the ultimate goal. So
I was an introvert and shy girl, but that little girl also has so many dreams. One of the biggest dream was to make my parents proud, and obviously my sister out here. I started my career in 2017 with the thought of changing lives. I was the first woman to introduce Zumba in Meghalaya. I thought that my life is going to be easy, but it was not. I came back to Shillong. I faced online trolling, offline trolling. I faced many negative feedbacks. People, I won't say all, but many were against of what I was doing at that time. Be it the way that I was, be it the way that I raised my opinions when it comes to fitness or dance, or even with the way that I dress. Because obviously, when you are teaching fitness classes, you cannot wear jeans, and when you go for swimming, you cannot wear a gown. So yes, and not only that, I was threatened, even in person and even in calls or messages. I was completely down. I was suffering from depression, and I gave up at one time. I literally gave up because I couldn't handle that pressure. I was not ready for that troll. I was not ready for that hatred. I thought people will love me for my work. I wasn't ready for that. I was just 24 years old and I was not prepared for that. I broke down almost every day. I always go home crying. And yes, my biggest inspiration, my biggest supporter, my dad and my sister. My mom passed away when I was 2 years old. And it was just my dad and my sister who really picked me up from that darkness. They gave me back that courage that you can do this. We are here for you. Just when I was climbing that ladder of success, when I was growing in my career, we lost our beloved father. And the world turns upside down for me and my sister. It was one, I don't know, I cannot even express in words the pain, the suffering that we went through. Not just physically, emotionally, mentally, but also financially. It was COVID time. And I just, at that time, we have only one studio that is in Maulai. It was not working. Nothing was working. We lost our parents. We were just two of us. We broke down. We cried every single night. At that point of time when we thought that our world has turned upside down, we thought our life is over, God hold our hands. He guided us. We started everything again from the scratch, right from zero, no money, no nothing, no support. We started from the scratch. We built everything again with the help of the Lord and with the blessings of our parents. We built everything. And from that one studio where we struggled so much, now we have almost 3 to 4 studios, not just Zumba, but we are doing so many fitness activities, not only for women, not only for men, but also for children. Since me and my sister, we've had a rough childhood, we really understand the kids if they are going through something or the other, be it being bullied in school, be it, they are introvert kids, or be it in anything, we really can connect to them. And be it with women, since we face so many things in life, we can really connect to them. So what I feel, that this work, it's not just a work, it's a passion, it's a connection. It's the way that the Lord have given us, that this is for you. It's not just a work, it's not just for money, but it connects hearts. And whenever we work with our whole heart and soul. We, even at times when we feel like breaking down, we always go and give our sessions with a smile. Because we know that the people who always come to our classes, they come with so many things in their heart and in their mind, with so many baggage in life. So we just want them to feel that they are not alone, that we are here for you. We are here to understand you. We are here to understand your pain. And there's a saying, behind every successful man, there's a woman. But in my life, behind a successful woman, there's a man. Behind a successful daughter, there's a father. And I'm so grateful and blessed that it's not just a man, but a woman that is my sister. So thank you so much, Nafi, for inviting me and for sharing this small part of my story. And best wishes to each and every one of you, and God bless you all.
It is marked by strict social values, moral discipline, and rigid gender roles. Society during that time, they expected women to remain confined into the domestic spheres of life, as mothers, as wives, and as caregivers, etc. In Victorian times, women, they occupied the subordinate position. They had limited access to education and for professional opportunities. and writing as a career during that time for women was considered inappropriate. Literature was largely controlled by male authors and critics who frequently dismiss women's writing as being too emotional or inferior. However, despite all these challenges, many women emerged as powerful literary voices, and writing became a platform for which women could express their insights, their thoughts, and to criticize social injustices and to assert their identity in the society. Several important women that played a crucial role in challenging the society during that time were Charlotte Bronte, Emily Bronte, George Eliot, and so on. Sad is that these women, they had to adopt male pseudonyms because they believed that if they don't do so, their work would not be considered right, or their work would not be taken seriously if they publish their works under their female name. Like Charlotte Bronte, she published her works under the name of Currer Bell, Emily Bronte, Alice Bell, and Mary Ann Evans as George Eliot. Yes, these were Victorian women. They faced many struggles. One of them was the need of adopting a male pen name, just to gain acceptance and respect in the literary world. Women who wrote about controversial issues such as women desires, independence, or social inequality were often criticized for violating the social norms. However, that didn't stop these strong-willed authors to write about female oppression. For example, in the novel Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, the protagonist, she struggled against social and gender limitation, yet she demands respect, challenging the idea that women should be blindly submissive. In Middlemarch by George Eliot, Dorothea and Happy Marriage reveals how women's ambitions and intellectual desires were often restricted by social expectation. By Elizabeth Browning, the heroine pursues a literary career despite the society's belief that women should focus only on domestic roles. Because when we look at literary works that were considered fit during those times, women were commonly portrayed as weak, submissive, dependent characters whose primary roles was to support the male protagonist. Their emotional experiences were considered trivial, and their intellectual capabilities were underestimated. But greatness is greatness, isn't it? Like her Mary Shelley, her novel Frankenstein was said to be the first true science fiction. She published this work in 1818. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, her book was even adapted to movies. Virginia Woolf, a pioneer of modernism, she adopted a new way of storytelling by using the stream of consciousness technique. These authors struggled, they were criticized, however they kept their mind and their hearts strong. I believe that they are the ones who paved the way for modern feminist thought and greater recognition of women's voices. They succeed in expressing female experiences and reshaping literary tradition and criticism. As female authors today, challenges still remain. Gender bias continue to exist, but you have a voice. You have education as a tool. You can be the voice to the voiceless and the silenced. You have the potential to scale greater heights. So you shouldn't let anyone put you down because you are a woman. However, don't let your success be defined by someone else, be it your spouse or anyone. Because at the end of the day, I believe what saves a woman is God, education, and herself. And to all the youths out there, don't shrink yourself to be accepted. Be fierce, be bold, be you, be unique. Because I think a woman's biggest fear should be someone telling her that you'll be nothing without me. I believe that you have the strength to rise up. You should dare to dream. You shouldn't be scared to verbalize your opinions, and you should always push yourself. I'll end with a quote by Michelle Obama. There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. Thank you.
Great, and to honor that than through music, because music has the power to awaken our thoughts and to stir up emotions within us. Thank you so much, Meba, for you have a powerful voice, and I must admit that your voice is a gift. Thank you for sharing it with us. I have to admit that when I taught Meba in Sinot College last year, I was amazed and awestruck by her critical bent of mind and by her boldness and her ability to express herself. Thank you so much, Meba, for sharing your valuable insights with us and for being a powerful voice of this generation, for being a catalyst of change and encouraging the other women out there not to be afraid by the sound of their own voice and always to go after their dreams. Thank you so much. And we've now come to the end of this beautiful program, but yet again, today is not just a date on the calendar. The 8th of March is not just a date on the calendar, but it is a day to honor the strong women and every woman out there. So may we carry forward their legacy not only in actions but in words, and may we leave this place not just with inspiration but with responsibility to create spaces where women feel heard, valued and understood, and most importantly empowered. So let it not end here, let it begin here. From here. So once again, I'm very happy Women's Day. Thank you so much. Your presence, it conveys nothing but abundance.
1, 2, 3. Ngadi nafirisa kordotaria, ngadi try jong kani Eunoia Academy kebadan buat hati. But ni I jeng hikai ha kunuba grand paring ka communicative English, ka public speaking untuk kita buat banyak harinsan mungkin grand ka jishur. But ru ka creative writing mungkin buat banyak novel ni poetry. Diminta kasmi nga la Rakhe ya kani ka International Women's Day hakaba ningkong ni shop day ka basa hamokar but nadu pangadang khulung nga shiyo snow kini ki khana ki baki athuba kumno ti ki Kynthei ki liu shlur jong ka jat bin riu ka baningkong ide ikong ni visitan dingdo ibade baningkong do I cabinet minister hapo India but ilasa hamokar nang tadi ibaar ide ikong Sweetie Mon Rinja ide Kynthei baningkong bapas ya ka Assam Civil Service Examination but ru hakal yang tho katar ka bon ki ki bida ai bin lim toy jimin toy shi ka jat bin riu ka jongni but ibin kin maru yang I haba itho ba nginum klet ka jong ka riti ka dustu but khamtam balai ide ikong Roshan Wardri ibaningkong ibari first home minister hapo haka jela ka jongi ti but ru ginon ki guest ki bani lakhot imam Dr. C. Masari belong principal jong Kalidikin College. Imam Karen Langste ibade I painter but bala bon ki jimin toy bala no sen yang shika imlang ka salang lingba ki jing draw dur ki jung I khamtam shapang ka culture ka jung I dapat I kumno ki Kynthei khasi ka rupam ki riti ki dustur jung I badru I ma'am Napale Wardri I belong to Zumba instructor ila yarap shibon ki khna samla kumju ki khna ki yaboro hiru ki brio bakumno ngin sumar yalade ka kwat ka khya baila ai jingmin to shisha tiling ba kani ka jing Rakhe ka jungi ka halor kani ka phang from courage to change kariru ban I min sim ki riu Kynthei ki jungi begin long shlur begin tur shakmat but ba ho ni mat ki bon ki Kynthei ki bani sosen ki ba mat ki jing but kidon ki umat ki baki betul desi ba umdan batip mo ka jinglong Kynthei ki haban mat hi marway shaden det henrik kaniru ni layo so ka khubor ka baki sam kini ki guest ki bangi don bangin ai ki bingin I min sim in don din jung ki bakin long shlur but kin haki ki bedon ki jing angnur bakin pendep hajing imru bakin turbet sha bakin yo ya kata ka so jing men toy bakan long ru ka jing yarap ya ka imlang ka salang baro hi nambar habi we ri Kynthei ikiu itan ru ki we ru but kat kum ka imlang ka salang ka community hi ni de ban I min sim le ki publish bang adinong okhar tinadu honang khalung khna di kitu angut ikong Sweetie Mon Rinja isa mat persaying tengah si iba kumno idong ibriu iba wat ka kredang ka ibat idi ta kanong thok kwat ru idong isum idi iba iet bhai ka me mariang but idon ru kijing mut kijing perkhat ki bajiliu but yarap ingi ki khna samlaru isong tuop ha yang iru dia takadang akwa ban shim kani ka kalat kelinti ban ai nam i ban in kin mau kum itai i riu shluri bedan kum ka Kynthei ha ka im lang ka sa lang ka jangi nang taru ibaar ipong rushin warji ri long long khan tingi ji imin sha kum no ki speech ka bi ai men sim hai ngi ki khna samla but ipong mi vis dan ru idi tang nang ta hi dan ki we dari balong ka lat li dari baka por ka sha le nga kwa ban shim shu ya bon ki we de ki riu Kynthei hine bi por i thmit palat no tang shikin ta tinga shim mi kani ka lat ban ai nam mi ki du bangin kin mau ki jing no sim yang jong ki shi ka im lang ka sa lang baro ko wi klet no ki Kynthei ni shi ong ba ka Kynthei ka batlot ani nimla ban poish ki sin jam ki bakham he ka jing im tinga shim ru i ni bangin celebrate kham tam mi ki long kme yaki khon samla ya baro ki Kynthei hangte bangin pen kin mau yaki ekata ka jinglen la dadi mo ki dan kum i major ngaru nga ai wan pen ai nam i ru ka jinglen ila di bangalong menta ka jingtei ka long rin yang jonga ka dei kum no bi ila ai men sim nga idon bat nga man ka klimat bin yu i shisha ba ka Kynthei ka bastat ka te ka long yang bat ru haba kum ki Kynthei ngi wan kum ju ni la ban te ya ka imlang ka salang
ka kalong ka ka ba sultanat yang ashimet ba haki sinem ki ba ngala tray ko mi principal jong ka dikin college am jutte ba ngala le ki kam ki babon aga jikim ba jonga anyalam mi ki kena ka linti ka ba dei ka ba kinna kin long briu man briu ba iwe ni ki tai de na fisi na farisa ta dia ba sultanat oi la poi do ko oi la man seng la ka jong kai ang ni ba ni kai po ni ka atin makin nang yang pateng haki singi bat kisnyam ki ba kinne kalintia janga ku principal kalong babon ki ba ni haban ya lingwa ni haban don kata ka kamon bat kata ka elo kata ka jing kujung mut bangila ban le ki kam wala da ki mau jam ki wan ki jing thut ki wan ki ting ki wan nama kha ka jing sir bagi kena di bon ke college di bon ke jing se di unrei itip ba ka jing yalam yu ulei hi ba yalam ini kelenti ba niat chakmat mangin la na ka benta ki kena angi kum ki ru Kynthei ngai i ba kam dan ka jing kut angi balada nila ban kalong ni teng teng ka jing long kamet ila ban plot rei la da ka don ka tu ka jing klan bat kabau bleu ai ni bangla ban tray ko menta bangala song than ki bon ki kam ki banga shim kum ka re ban thai ban tray na menta ka balang na menta ka snong da menta ki khna ro ki dang bon ki khat na mangan kren ni ki kanang bikin long ki nyo jing mut kum no ban ya jing ba bat ban job ki mau jam ki bawan khmat ki ka si nga ai Burom ni pi barot ki re ban thai ma ya chakmat ya ben but you will succeed one day. Thank you.
Kamde kalinti ko baso bun ki jing e tanglaling ba kita ki jing e ro kede ka e ka banga ka ba ngasyam ba kide ki jing nya jong le kide ki jing ko jong le ba ro ki jing ko jong me pa jong na bnek te ngakamen pa de ba ngani e ba menta ngai ki briu ki la long Play syuku mencuba bang sedang kadang jenjar hari ki bikin wancan kelas mentah pat ngai iba mentah kelak jenjar yang ngaru bangan leceh kelas sama lapun palan bang ni haban kot sedikit bikin instructor tengah komen pada bani iba kan ke fitness buat shilong kalak nang kiu pa kejing kot jing kia kejing ka awareness syapang kejing kot jing kia kalak kiu pa shilong and badru yai kermen ba kanang kiu shushu nang syakman kejing play ke leci napi i bala kot semua payah ngaban dan hang program ning ba bat ki wedi ki Kynthei ki bala ya ning ba shibun ki jing e badru nga kata hi ka ban ai ku shibun ba play yang aku kata ka we naki Kynthei ka ba ngalong deserve ya kini ke jeng ko Burom ka we kam le ka basu pas mau thu ki bun ki jing e nama klep ki jing e na ban ki shapan kata kanang kanang ai men si me pi ba pnya chu shaplang te ka we nga ko ban ong ba ha ka jing em jonga ka we e ka badan kam ka de ka jing min not klem ka jing min not num boy she ka jing min not ka jing smoren ka jing
snau tu long hakaliang ka jingtrei jonga ka jing snau tu tang ila jong ra ye ki weiru ki ba wan hak kla jonga bat ka weiru ka ba komsan e ka dei lada phia lenti ya ka ba uble the company ai ki pero.
Had a long day, feeling drained? Let Hello Meghalaya lift your mood. Right there on your phone. Movies, music, infotainment, live streams, all in one place. Content you can enjoy together, laugh together, learn together, right at home with your family. Easy to access, easy to download. Register in just a few simple steps. So why wait? Download Hello Meghalaya now.
Oh, for once I'm ready before her. Chale! Gorgeous. Let's go!
Coming. How much you honk, yeah?
Come on, we should leave.
Chill. It's just family.
Exactly. और घर वाले ही late.
By the way, how am I looking?
Very late.
Streamers, caps, candles, a cake, definitely balloons. सब आ गया. Wait a minute. Where is everyone? Show off.
Hey bro, how's it going?
एक बात बता, सबसे फास्ट होकर भी हमेशा लेट कैसे?
Style bro, style.
Hello guys, where's the birthday boy?
यहीं कहीं होगा, अपने फीचर्स को रील्स पे शो ऑफ करता हुआ.
इतना बिगाड़ा जो है. Automatic gearbox, ventilated seats, sunroof.
क्यों ना हो? Family का सबसे youngest भी तो है. Let's go guys, party time.